Well, good morning, everyone. Uh, I am live. At least that's what uh, still getting set up here. Uh, we're live on Facebook and live on YouTube. And like I just said, I'll say it again. Good morning, and hope everybody's having a great day. We are got gray skies, expecting tropical storm Alex to come through. Uh, starting later tonight and into tomorrow, and should be gone. Actually, they say it should be gone by tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, it'll be out of the way, gone past us out into the ocean. So, and if you got my message I sent out, I misgendered the hurricane. For some reason, I thought they called it Agatha, not Alex. So sorry about that. I don't think the hurricane will be too worried about that. I misgendered it. But anyway, I hope everybody has. Well, we more than hope. Expect that everybody has prepared for the hurricane when they left and got their units in place. There are a couple people that we are going around, and there's been deaths in the family and that, and we are taking care of their spots to get stuff arranged and so nothing can fly. We aren't expecting too much in the way of winds. Uh, 30 to 40 miles an hour steady winds at the most that they're saying. It'll be higher winds on the coast because just the way that the coming over water they pick up more speed. So anyway, that is just a big reminder that this is just a tropical storm coming through, but we have to be prepared for hurricanes from now to November 1st. From June 1st to November 1st is our hurricane season, and we have to be have our places prepared as if we are having a hurricane, that we're having a Cat 4 come on us. If you're not here before you leave, and if you leave the property here, that is properly taken care of. The biggest thing is so that your items in your yard don't end up in the side of somebody else's house. So appreciate that and all the people that have done that. And we especially thank our workers, Chris and the crew, Francisco, Carmen, Juan, Pedro, Adam. Did I forget anybody? Carmen, Juan, Pedro, Adam. Yep. And Chris and Francisco and Graciela that do a great job uh, preparing preparing for the hurricane. All righty. If it gets really bad, the office may close early today, but we'll see. Uh, Not necessarily. Uh, the gals, I may let the gals go home, and I'll stay here to watch over things. But uh, other than that, for the hurricane, that's about all that is. You hope you keep an eye on it. If you live here, we don't have to evacuate. Do remember, none of our buildings are rated hurricane safe. They You need to find somewhere else to shelter if the hurricane, if we have a hurricane coming through here. Oh, I need to put my comments on. I got some people coming at me already. A few people have said good morning. Good morning to you. All right. Just a couple notes here that I have that looking for. One thing I'll remind everybody again: do not feed the wildlife here in Florida. It actually many times if you feed the wildlife, you're imposing a death penalty upon them. They alligators will associate people with food, and then they become a nuisance, and they have to be taken somewhere else. They can be relocated, or they'll be taken to an alligator farm, where eventually they'll end up on a plate or as a handbag or a pair of shoes. The other invasive species that are here, some regular species, and that like the Muscovy ducks, we've had them in the park. If you feed them and they become a nuisance, they cannot be relocated. if we have to capture them, they have to be euthanized. So what you're doing, if you feed them, you're giving them the death penalty. So do not feed the wildlife. Appreciate everybody taking care of that. And in the park here, we ask people not to put up bird feeders because of the close proximity of our houses to each other. A bird feeder, typically the birds kick out seed, gets on the ground, attracts mice and rats, and we do not want that in the park. You can build, especially the purple martin bird houses, so that they come around. Hummingbird feeders, which do not leave anything on the ground, those are okay. So let's see. Everybody prepare for the storm. Don't feed the wildlife. Hurricane season. Also, we are expecting a fair amount of rain with this hurricane. They said that we could expect anywhere from 2 to 8 inches. We have one intersection in the park that normally gets fairly deep with water when we have a bunch of rain all at once. And that's down by the clubhouse intersection of 66th Avenue and 52nd Street. With our trimming of the trees, usually the manholes does not get blocked, but the water does get a little deep there. It gets somewhere around a foot plus down there. If it is deep down there, please go very slowly through the water so that you don't create waves and wash it over into there's several houses that are close by and are not at a sufficient elevation that if you create the wave, it can wash up into their patios, which is one thing, but also there's one house that it could create a big enough wave it could wash into their house. So please, at that intersection, you come across deep water, go very slowly so that you don't create waves. If you can, go around it. Sorry about that. Alrighty. Um, okay, prepare for the hurricane season. Excuse me. Uh, I want a big shout out and thank you to those people that are volunteering for the social committee that is providing lunches pretty much on a bi-weekly basis for the people in the park. Uh, we want to thank especially Chuck and Denise Watts, Dee Dee Mattingly, Ellen Gerder, Pam Tucker. They fed, hopefully that's a complete list. I pulled it off the SAC page. And so, but we want to thank those people for helping us with helping the crew provide the lunch yesterday, the salad lunch. It was very tasty. I enjoyed it. Kathy and I went down there and enjoyed it very much. So we're very appreciative of all the people that do volunteer in the park and make this when we gather together and just fellowship while eating, but also just that it's nice, just plain old nice. Okay. If you could keep an eye out, Laura Weeks is missing her cat. Looks like a tabby type cat. They're missing. She posted it on Facebook on our page and that. So if you see a cat, Laura Weeks is looking for her cat. Let the office know if you took one in or whatever. Another thing I'm going to mention is that this is just the 1st of June, but the 1st of July, the next quarterly payment for the maintenance fees will be due. So keep that in mind and have that prepared. Let's see, all those people that said good morning. We got about 19 on here. And I think we're getting a spam notice from somebody. I don't deal with oh well. Oh, that's another thing. I'll go ahead and mention it because the on the internet and people who are trying to relieve you of your money will send out messages to you and clicking on a link. And this one is apparently telling me that I have from Citibank, did I schedule a payment of $650? I don't deal with Citibank. And so I'm definitely not going to click on that link to take me somewhere where I don't, how do you say it, that they can infect your phone, or if you sign on to any of your banking, they'll ask for your banking credentials. You don't want to do that. Call your bank, call them on the phone and the number that you have. If you get a message that you weren't expecting from your bank or from any other financial institution, uh, also they do that with like a FedEx deliveries or UPS deliveries. They'll fake the website. They'll have you click there, and they'll ask you for your credentials. Please don't do that. Uh, I saw something there that losses from those type of things are approaching the almost $1 trillion a year for to these scammers, whatever you want to call them, taking your money. So if you get an unexpected message from a financial institution or UPS, FedEx, even the post office, they'll say they're from the Social Security, they're from your credit card company. They'll say, if they don't, especially if they don't say which credit card company, they'll do that. They'll say, we're just from your credit card company. Don't don't go along with them. Hang up on them. Call your institution yourself with a number that you know is good, because they're out to separate you from your money, and don't want that to happen. Okay, let's see. I set my phone down. My hearing aids are connected to the phone and kind of beep to my ears there. So sorry about that. Um, that's about it. I just happened to notice an article the other day, and someone even posted, I guess yesterday, about all the local people in town that are like we got a bull rider in town that's ranked number 9 worldwide, internationally. Uh, Comes from Okeechobee and some others. I got a story about there's a local gal, Taylor Fulford, who is Miss Florida, and hope she won't mind me sharing this story. I don't know how many of you know that I've been not recently, but when my kids were growing up, very young, they got involved in playing football, known here as in the United States as soccer. And they started out at an early age, 5 years old, playing rec leagues up in Illinois, where we were living at the time. And uh, the kids got really proficient at it. And my daughter Sonia, uh, as we moved here, we played rec leagues up there. We didn't do any traveling up, what they call traveling leagues up there. We played in the rec leagues. But as we came down here, and I was asked to help with we created a travel league with Sacred Heart Church. Father Duffy was there, and we started up a program. They had 3 boys teams, and we had 1 girls traveling team. Our team was the under 14 in girls, but we had girls as young as 8 playing. They went on to do great things. But my daughter Sonia was a 4-year freshman, a 4-year starter. What do they call that? Where you're an honor student. There's something combined with it, not only being a 4-year varsity player, but also 4-year with a great grade point average. After she got out of college and started teaching here in Okeechobee, she is now the assistant principal at Seminole Elementary. Uh, she coached the high school soccer for a couple of years, and like I said, I was involved with the kids. I coached them up there. Came down here. I coached the Sacred Heart traveling team. I referee. We had referees that we had. I was the referee manager, and we had to have referees. And uh, Roy Paget was one of my referees. I can't remember all the names. Uh, Bad with names, especially trying to come off with them like that. But anyway, uh, this Miss Taylor Fulford actually was playing on the high school soccer team, and a lot of the girls, and I might come back to this point in a little bit. And this is going to be totally off subject to Ancient Oaks, but Uh, she was playing on the soccer team, and a lot of the girls here in town, we have a rec league in town, but it's a co-ed team. And many times when boys and girls play together, the boys typically are better players, stronger players, and they do not involve the girls on the team. They won't pass to them because they don't want to lose the ball, da da da. And unless you're a superstar, like we had a few of, I coached a couple of them. Uh, Miss Zelensky, Dawn Fox was a great player. Of course, my daughter Sonia, and had teams. But anyway, she was. I was. My daughter helped asked me. She was the high school coach, and my daughter asked me if I would be an assistant coach. So I was helping out, and I mainly worked with the kids on the fundamentals, learning how to handle the ball, and left the tactics to the coach. But as far as individual skills, that's what I worked on. And I was going over a point with Miss Taylor Fulford, and kind of maybe I was belaboring the point or something like that. And I reduced her to tears. She started crying on me, and so it was kind of interesting. Now she's a Miss Florida, and I can say I've made a beauty queen cry at soccer. Going back to the point of the rec soccer here in town, I came from somewhere up, like I said, in Illinois, where we had rec soccer, and we had separate boys and girls teams. I don't think we had any co-ed teams, but one thing I found that I did not like about the soccer program here in town was that they had tryouts, and it would be one thing if this was competitive league and they traveled and you knew what we're getting into, and that's was a step above. But with the rec league here in town, I don't know if they changed it because I've been out of it for a while, and I coached in it when we first moved down here back in '98, and I refereed for the rec league, so I was involved with it quite well. Uh, the coaches have a tryout, and the coaches draft the team, and they're always asking for new coaches. They say, "Oh, we need coaches. We need people to coach." The problem is there's men and women, but that have coached for years in the teams here, and they know all the players. They know the good players, and a new coach, somebody new to the town, somebody new to the coaching experience, doesn't get any good players on the team because they don't know them. And the other teams, I mean, I remember I had one coach say, "Oh, I need that player. He's got to be on my team, whatever," and they have to leave, switch them around. They're always asking for new coaches, but with that type of system, uh, the new coaches are bound to lose. They are not going to win any games against these other teams. They're stacked, and they're going to lose. The kids get disheartened. The coach gets disheartened if they have a 0-7 season. They don't enjoy it. It takes the fun out of it. And I tried to get them to maybe where they would make up. It's a little bit more work for the staff of the rec league and to push it through. But for non-competitive teams, non-traveling, it should be everybody should have a fair chance at being able to win, and they should be able because, like I said, they ask for coaches. They have 2 losing seasons. They say, "I'm not doing that anymore. I can't get a good team because they're all good players are on such and such." And it was that way with the teams here in town. 3 or 4 of the teams would have you know 7 and maybe 1 or 2 losses, whereas the team that I coaches, I don't ever remember if we had a winning season at all. I don't we would only maybe win 1 or 2 games, uh, but main thing I did on it is that when because I couldn't draft the good players that were on the other teams, we how you say we measured ourselves by how much better we did the second time we played the other teams, and it worked out. And the high school girls teams, when I did the traveling team, we did were able to feed the high school girls program, and they did well a little bit better for a couple of years there. Don't know how well the season is going for them now, but our girls in town, if they're still co-ed teams, they don't get the touches on the ball, and they don't get the playing time that the boys do. That's just my little rant. I'll get off my soapbox now. Hopefully, I haven't scared anybody away. All righty. Once again, glad everybody's here. Hope everybody's doing well, and that everybody's going to be safe. This is storm I'm not too worried about at all because it's not expected to have heavy winds. We will be having a fair amount of rain, so everybody take care. I don't see any questions. I see hi Chris, and good morning Ernie, uh, Jack and Bev Ernst. Good morning to you, Irene. Uh, yeah, you're up in Canada, aren't you? Uh, Good morning, Sharon Skinner and Sid. Good morning to you folks too. All righty. That is what all I have for my part of this. And if we have any questions or any comments, once again, we thank all the faithful volunteers of our community. I also want to, once again, a big shout out to all our employees. They are doing a fantastic job for what we try to keep things at a low cost, but we want to improve this park. We're a five-star park. We want to keep it that way. And with all the other things that are happening in town, we got people envious of our, what do you call, our maintenance fees, because it makes it a, how do you want to say, I don't want to say inexpensive, but you're not priced out of the of here, and we want to keep it that way. We have some challenges coming at us with this rate of inflation. Um, One of our big expenses is our uh, fuel for the mowers, and that more than doubled from what we it has been, well more than doubled. So I'll have a couple more people that said hi. Janice, good morning. Okay, and well, you're welcome, Janice. You said thank you, and Lucy. I always can't haven't got that name Nadu, and that maybe not be pronounced it correctly. And Mary Lou Simmons, good morning to you too. Everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. Those of us here in Florida will be probably spending uh, tonight and tomorrow inside, but hopefully everything is just going to be just a fair amount of rain. Do pray for those folks that are in flood prone areas. We don't have too much problem here. Uh, and always remember, in any type of flooding area, if you're not 100% positive of the road, how deep the water is, be careful going through any water. So many people go through water and it's too deep and get washed off the road and have to be rescued, or they've lost their lives for getting in too deep of water. So be careful of flooded roads. Also, don't many roads, especially their asphalt roads, create little dips where the cars run through and they fill up with water, and you can hydroplane very easily and lose control. I remember one morning headed to church from here was when I was going to church over on the coast, and it was a rainy morning, and had somebody pass us on the grade, and then not a mile and a half down the road, there they were, had run into a tree because they had hit that one of those dips where those waters filled the channel where the tires run, and hydroplane, and off the road they went. So be very careful of flooded roads. Slow down and don't get into water that's deep. All right, I had a little bit of a soapbox today, so hopefully you indulge me on that. And you all take care. We will see you the next time around. Meantime, live long and prosper. We are we are done for today. Thank you.